argue that though Harvard for sure set me up for success, and not just me, our company as a whole, because introduced to some really influential people. I mean, Bill Ackman's on our cap table. Like, he personally invested in our company, and there would be
Bill Ackman invested in your company.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. A little earlier than that, my husband had gotten out, and he had started a business in restoration. So, like, remediating residential properties, water, fire, mold. He was like, I do not want to go into corporate America. I want to start something. I don't blame him. I want to start something myself. I want to be my own boss. So literally, it was like him and a truck cleaning up people's shit out of hoarding houses. And
hoarding houses? Yeah. And then reselling them or something?
Exactly, yep.
Oh,
so,
wow.
like, just... I mean, it was a really, really lucrative business. Business was doing really, really well.
Yeah.
I started to work with him on the business as I was still in, as I was just transitioning out, and we scaled it. We had 20 employees. We grew this thing, ended up selling it, and it was just like that was my moment where I was like, oh, entrepreneurship is pretty enlightening.
Cool.
There's a lot of things that what I've learned in my past that I can now take with me into this entrepreneurship journey. Yeah. And I really wanted to dip my toes into it. But I also knew, just like I kind of mentioned before, I'm always like, I'm a lifelong learner. I just absolutely love learning as much as I possibly can before I jump into something. And I was like, let's just go to business school while I'm this is a perfect time too. I'm at the right time in my career, transitioned out of the military, applied to 7 schools. I did get into all 7.
Oh, wow.
I'm super nerd.
Yeah, I guess. What schools did you apply to?
So Harvard, MIT, Yale, Booth, Kellogg, Columbia.
Jesus. All of the Ivy League schools.
We're in.
You're shooting for the stars.
Yeah.
And you got selected for Harvard, so you're like, I'm going there.
I'm going to Harvard. That was my goal. That was the reach school, the school that I really, really wanted to go to.
And then you majored in business administration there?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. So I got my MBA, and that was pretty much the catalyst of Opley, of what we're building today, because, while I was there, I had the time and the ability to really focus on what problems do I want to solve in this space, because we were already in the home services space. Yeah. We were going in all of these homeowners' homes, thousands of homes with these poor people that were just dealing with these catastrophic losses. I mean, homes catching on fire, elderly individuals who hadn't cleaned out their dryer vent in a couple of years in their home, just all of these problems, water heaters literally exploding, massive, you get a little bit of roof damage, and then all of a sudden you have your roof collapses because you have no idea, because you don't get anything inspected. Like, all these big problems that people were going through. And we recognize that 50% or more you could have been prevented if people just knew what to do and when to do it. And especially coming out of the military at the time, we had 3 properties of our own. We had the house we were living in, a primary residence. We had a long-term rental and an Airbnb. We were managing all these properties, and
that's stressful.
It was just the maintenance on these things was a full-time job.
Yeah.
We're like, there has got to be a solution that's not Angie's, that's not Thumbtack, because everything that's out there is just reactive. The homeowner's reactive. We wait till it breaks, and then we go and fix it. So I took this problem of how do we really reconstruct this homeowner mindset, and how do we use technology where it is today to create a platform for homeowners, so that it tells you what to do and when to do it. And you now, just like you order on Amazon or you're ordering on DoorDash, it's one click and it's at your doorstep. Yeah. Why is taking care of your home not as easy as that?
Yeah.
And so, I worked out of the Harvard Innovations Lab, and on this problem, talked to as many mentors as I possibly could, and just took those 2 years to launch the company. And we raised 2 rounds of institutional capital, and our team now is at 10, about to be 11, starting here soon. And we're just literally off to the races in this AI world that's kind of crazy, and it's always changing.
Yeah. AI is, it's funny. I first started seeing AI stuff pop up. I mean, really, AI has been around for a long time, because the algorithm for social media is all technically AI. But I mean, it really started making a really big appearance, I would say, in 2022, 23, 24. And over the past 2 years, it's blown up.
Oh, yeah.
As far as how it's being integrated with different various areas of society. Whether it be medical industry, military,
so many applications.
Everybody's got an application for it. And I'm concerned about relying on it too much, but I think that the key is using it for rudimentary administrative tasks that you don't necessarily need as much human oversight in. Is good. There's certain things that I don't necessarily think AI is up to par just yet, but might be down the road in the future as it continues to rapidly evolve. Like, obviously, I don't think AI is ready to perform open heart surgery and things like that. But there may come a time where it is developed enough to do that.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing there is a lot of people like don't even really know what what AI is at like the simplest, most basic level. And really what it
especially
is just
boomers.
I mean, yeah, they don't want to even. They don't care to learn about it, which that's fine, whatever.
Yeah.
But here we go. Let's teach them. So basically, I mean, at the very simplest level, it's just systems that recognize patterns in data and makes predictions and decisions off of those patterns. So that's all that it is. We're not at AGI yet, so we're not at that artificial general intelligence that has the same intellectual capabilities and reasoning as humans have.
Which would be very scary.
Yeah, well, there's 8 different levels of intelligence that we as humans embody and have the capability of, from like spatial to like all these reasoning, physical, like all of those different types of intelligent capabilities are just not there yet with AI, because what it's doing is it's recognizing patterns in data and making predictions. It's statistics. And you hear from like Elon, from Sam Altman, they're striving for AGI. Like we're yearning for the days when these systems have the capability to reason and think and make decisions that aren't based off of this, these patterns in this data. But we're not there yet.
Yeah. Well, China's also working towards it as well, which is kind of
I
scary.
know, yeah.
I want America to get it first.
Yeah. But the reason that we have this like massive breakthrough is because of the cost of compute has gone down. That's why that's why we're talking about it. That's why, you're talking about it with your colleagues. Why
the cost of compute, like the amount of energy that's required to compute things?
Yeah, exactly. So like transformers have advanced, so like the technology behind transformers has advanced so significantly over the past, 5 or so years that it has brought down the cost of compute. And that's why anyone with a credit card and internet connection can now access this technology and start to embed it into their workflows, into their products, And now teams of 5 can do what teams of 50 used to be able to do.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
The one thing I think that we're still going to have to solve is the energy, because like the more we rely on AI, the amount of energy that's required to power AI is monumental, and we don't have the infrastructure for that in the United States right now.
The data centers have a lot to figure out.
Yeah,
there's a lot there.
I think the only thing that's going to work, that's going to be sustainable for it, is nuclear, personally. I don't think there's any other way about it. You're definitely not going to do it with wind and solar. It's just not going to happen. And we don't want to have a bunch of coal burning plants all over the country where it looks like Beijing. I think nuclear is the only option. And because then that will provide with enough sustainability for the entire country, and it's safer. It's not like 3 Mile Island. It's not like Pripyat, Ukraine. It's not like Dai Fukushima.
Yeah.
It's like very safe compared to the way that it used to be, and they can set it up in a way there's all kinds of fail safes where you won't have like a nuclear meltdown. But we got to figure that out, because like AI is here to stay. It's not going away.
It's not.
And people are finding ways to leverage it to give them more time for things, to make them money, to streamline creating stuff, to build things, to do literally everything, whether it be in the content creation space or the business sector, the entrepreneur sector, everything, man. And it's not going away, because it's making everything that we already do normally easier and faster.
Better. I mean, you can equate it to like the .com boom.
Yeah.
I mean, where you had all these companies that were creating websites and slapping .com on everything and raising a bunch of capital and, moving into this whole new world. And it was scary and unknown. And we're in it's the same type of era. It's moving, I think, a lot quicker.
Yeah, it's rapid. And a lot of people are investing in it before it gets there, because they're like, I want to be rich off of my stock.
We're taking bets on it. Yeah, we're hedging our bets.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
And there's tons of these AI companies popping up all over the place, because everybody's
we're one of them.
Yeah, because everybody wants to be able to capitalize off
exactly.
of it.
I mean, these models get better and better and better every single day. I mean, everyone's basically using these third-party LLMs. I mean, if you think of a company, GenSpark, for example, they're relatively new. They just raised their Series A for, I think they were over $100 million at $500 million valuation. They're doing over 40 million in ARR, which is like an insane for a Series A company. And I mean, they're relying on the same LLMs that power ChatGPT.
What is an LLM?
So large language model.
Oh, large language model. Gotcha. Okay.
Yep. So like OpenAI, like Anthropic, they're makers of Claude. You have all these different companies that are building their own large language models that are powering all of these like AI companies that are out there that you know, you'll use to probably edit this podcast. And, all this stuff.
So your company, what AI language, like large language model, are you guys using?
So we have a bunch of redundancies built in. So whether OpenAI is our primary, but if for whatever reason OpenAI is down or we can't pull from you know, that large language model, we have the redundancies built in to use SDKs from other language models that are out there. So our platform, it's basically just building in redundant contingency plans.
Tertiary, secondary.
Yep.
How did you, like, that's the thing, the key though, is like, how did you figure out how to run your business with AI? Did you type a prompt in there? Did you figure who wrote the prompt?
No, I mean, that just comes with a lot of practice, a lot of time. And I think one of the big things that founders, especially like early stage founders, do wrong is they think AI is going to solve all of their problems, and they don't build the systems and processes first to figure out what works and what doesn't. And if you just throw AI and tack it onto a problem, it's not going to solve. It's not going to solve your problems. You have to have basically let's use the sales pipeline, for example. That has to be in place before you can start to embed, you know, AI capabilities into it to enhance it, because if not, it's just going to output crap for you. For our product specifically, what we're doing at Oply is we take a lot of proprietary data on the homes, and then we have our own models that then output very unique insights and recommendations for that homeowner. So for example,
based on data,
exactly.
Okay.
Yep. So for a home inspection reports, thousands of lines of raw metadata. In the past, what happened with an inspection report is it probably ended up in your email and you never looked at it again after you bought the house.
Yeah, because, you know, you were like, bro, I don't have time to sort through this thing.
Yeah, and no one pays any attention to it, but there's such valuable information that has just been locked away in these PDFs for so long that has been unusable. So now we have access to that information, and we can completely transform how a homeowner learns about their house, how they interact with their property, how they protect their largest investment, because we have the systems in place to output the right types of recommendations based on that home.
Yeah.
I mean, other things like weather, IoT devices. So a lot of people have drip sensors on, you know, under their sink, or they have a monitor on their HVAC. They have a Nest. Like, all of that information is kind of just scattered about, and it's not really providing insights as to how to take care of your home. And that's what Oply does, is it aggregates that information, and then it creates this systematic way for a homeowner to just basically click a button and say, yeah, I want to get this taken care of because it's what I need to do next.
When did you found that company?
So we launched it August of 24.
Okay.
We had been building it for about probably a year before that, just kind of like in the backgrounds, kind of like in stealth a little bit.
How did you guys build it? Did you have help, or did you like?
Yeah, I am not a coder by any means. I'm not.
Oh, you had a coder help you do it?
I'm not an engineer. Yes.
Okay.
Yep. So we raised some capital. We hired our initial team. We got some ML dudes that knew what they were doing, and just started figuring it out. It took, I mean, it's still a work in progress, right? Like, I'm not saying that Oply is the end all be all solution. Like, there's so much that still has to be innovated and created and iterated off of, but it's just step in the right direction every single day.
It's moving forward. Yeah. So, do you think, like, in founding your business, do you think what you learned while you were at Harvard University kind of helped set you up for success in creating this business?
I would argue for sure.
Okay.
I would definitely say so. I mean, there were definitely some classes, because the way that Harvard works for the MBA program, it's a 2-year program. It's in person. There's no electronics. There's no, so you can't have your laptop in class, no phones, no tablets or anything. So it's a very focused environment, which is great because you're forced to learn for those 80 minutes of that whatever class you're in. But then you also are forced to take classes that don't necessarily pertain to your interests. So, like, I was taking classes that I don't think they really, made me a better founder.
Fluff classes is what they call them.
Exactly.
Hey, you're going to pay us for this class we require you to take. Yeah.
Like there was one class I took that was called leadership. And I was like,
you probably already had enough experience. You never have enough.
You never have enough.
You probably had more leadership going into that class than I would say arguably the majority of the people that were in that class.
And the interesting thing how Harvard does it is it's all case method. So you read a case, you put yourself in the shoes of the protagonist, and then you talk through like what would you do in that situation without knowing kind of the outcomes.
Yeah.
And so a lot of the cases, especially in that class, I was just like, man, I should write a case because I have some stories that people would be like, I don't know what to do in this situation.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I would argue that though Harvard for sure set me up for success, and not just me, our company as a whole, because introduced to some really influential people. I mean, Bill Ackman's on our cap table. Like he personally invested in our company, and there would be
Bill Ackman invested
Ackman.
in your company.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. So like there is.
How did you get his attention?
Right? There would be no way without Harvard. So I was in this one class called Founder Launch, brand new class. One of my professors, his name is Reza Satchu. Really, he similar kind of guy to Colonel Gade that I talked about at West Point, who had lost his leg.
Yeah.
Reza is that type of influential individual for me at Harvard. And I just came into HBS. I want to found a company. Like, this is what I want to do. And HBS is very well known for, private equity and finance and consulting. There's not much support for founders. And so Reza recognized, my ambitions there. And he is this, he has created so much, like, I think he's like sold like multiple companies that are worth over $1 billion. Like this dude has it figured out.
Crazy,
bro. So freaking crazy. And so he invited me to a rooftop.
What does rooftop mean?
Like literally his rooftop where he was hosting Bill Ackman and all 13 deans of all of the 13 Harvard schools. So I was invited to this like cohort of people where like
a soiree?
Yeah, literally. And I'm just like, what am I doing here? And
do you feel out of place up there?
Yeah, obviously. I'm like, what is this?
These guys are all like worth billions of dollars.
I'm like, hello.
Yeah.
And so at one point in the night, Reza was like, Lindsey, pitch your business. And like pitch Opley, tell this entire group and all these important people what you're working on, and
just to pitch it to everybody.
Yeah, and so I just did, and Bill Ackman came up to me and was like, "I'm very, very interested. I want to schedule a Zoom call." So I did a Zoom call with me and Bill, and after it,
wow,
yeah, he was like, "I want to invest in your company."
That's freaking dope, man. How does that work when someone invests in your company? Does he just own a portion of it? Or?